Hello and welcome to the exciting return of Can It Take a K26, the show where we take a variety of blasters and see if they can be upgraded using a K26 spring. And if not, what can they be upgraded with? Now, community driven. That is right, comment down below what blasters you would like to see in future episodes of this series. I will go through the comments, pull out the serious suggestions, the good suggestions, ones that I already have the blasters for, or that I want to get the blasters for, or that I'm also genuinely curious for. I will put those into a poll that you guys will then get to vote on, and that is how I will determine what the next two blasters in the next month's episode will be. Non-serious suggestions are also perfectly okay and encouraged. Those will be gone through, and the good ones will go into a special at some point of silly suggestions. There will also probably be two other special episodes, a dollar store / crap blaster episode where I will see how many blasters I can destroy by trying to put K26 in them, as well as these blasters are all very similar and none of them can take a K26, and rather than wasting episodes going over them, I'm just going to go over them all in one big episode. Similar to the Hammer Primed episode and the Electronic Springer episode and the Vortex episode where I just got those out of the way. There'll probably be at least one of those, and those may be bonus episodes, or they may in fact replace the episode for a month depending on time constraints, in which case the survey will simply carry over till the next month. All right, now that we've got that out of the way, let's take a look at our first contestant, the Unicorn. The Unicorn is a lovely high-performance blaster that came out fairly recently. I got mine from Out of Darts. No, Blee Blaster. I think I got mine from Blee Blaster. The internals that are in here are from Out of Darts, and I think I still need to do an episode on the review of the kit that's in there. But as a result, this is not a stock blaster, and so I'm not going to bother with the stock numbers because I'd have no idea what the stock internals would get you. However, I do have a variety of springs that I'm going to talk about in addition to K26. I have no idea which the stock spring was. The spring that I have in here is currently very, very light, very easy prime, and it comes in at about 100 FPS with Adventure Force darts and 120 with bamboos. However, I have two upgrade springs that came with, I think, the various kits that I got. Pretty sure these are both upgrade springs specific for the Unicorn. One that's a little bit heavier, it's coming in at about 150 to 170 depending on the darts you use, and then a much heavier one that makes it very difficult to prime that comes in at about 230 to 250 depending on the darts. So the darts do make a significant difference. Bamboos definitely get significantly better performance in this particular blaster. But what we want to know is, can it take a K26? Because K26 is a cheap spring that's easy to get a hold of. So let's find out. Let's get this apart. It's apart. That's one of the awesome features about this particular blaster. There's our main spring. Here is a section of K26 that will fit. For those of you that are wondering, it is 15 coils long. It is a little bit shorter than this one. It is in fact 4 1/4 inches long. And it has to be a little bit shorter because K26 is a thicker wire and a higher frequency. So there's more coils per inch, and so you can't get quite as much compression. If you go with the same length, it will not be able to catch. So we simply put that back in there, put that back on there, and sure enough, it will catch. Let's go get some numbers and blink, because I want it. It's pouring rain, but I got an indoor range now. Right, we'll get you some FIPS. With K26, the prime isn't bad. It's heavy, but not unmanageable. Let's see what we're getting. 211, 213, 208, 210, 216. That was 5 Adventure Force darts. Now we're gonna try with bamboos. 248, 251, 240, 254, 248. So, yeah, it will take K26 and it will like it. It does have the longer barrel, it does have a scar barrel, it does have the nicer all internals, but K26 will fit, it will catch, and it will perform. See if I can hit anything with it. Right, we're here on my indoor range. Same setup, 5 Adventure Force, 5 bamboos. We'll see if I can hit anything at all. This does not have any kind of an optic, and I am not a marksman, so let's see what happens. I got one. Now, what? The last one didn't seem to load. Ah, I only got one. But it will take a K26. Just definitely could use at least iron sights on this thing. Let's go talk about it. Right, so honestly, I'm actually kind of surprised. I'm pretty sure I tried K26 with the stock kit, or the stock internals, and it was not working well at all, but with the upgrade kit from Out of Darts, working beautifully. I will probably actually leave K26 in because that's just really good performance, and the prime is very reasonable. Definitely needs iron sights, but that is a yes. So let's move on to our next contestant after these messages. All of the K26 for this series was donated by Out of Darts. Check him out at outofdarts.com for all your Nerf modding needs. Our next contestant is the Zingshen Fire Phoenix. This blaster is very similar to the Unicorn in many respects. It does have metal internals. It currently has a very light spring, collapsible stock, similar material that the body is made out of. It's a fabulous solid blaster. It does normally take a proprietary magazine, but there is a 3D printable adapter that will allow it to take angled Talon mags backwards. Gotta make the rules. Anyway, with the spring that's currently in there, which is a very light spring, it's, I mean, as you can see, very light, it is coming in at between 130 and 150 FPS, depending on the dart. So 150 with Adventure Force, up to 150 and above with bamboos. But I want to see if this thing can take a K26. And to do that, I'm going to have to remember how on earth you take this thing apart. Because I do not remember. Can I just take the back off? Let's find it. We're going to try. Where's my bit of Allen wrenches? Aha! It does in fact have quick release on the back if you don't bugger it up. Now we have to see if we can get K26 in there. That is definitely smaller than K26, which is not promising, but I think there's more than enough room in there for a heavier spring, but we might have to take the blaster all the way apart to be able to try it. So first, can we just shove K26 in the back? We can! Never mind! We're doing it the easy way! The question is going to be pre-compression. This does have some, but not a lot. And that is a much, much lighter spring and a much lower frequency spring, so we may run into some issues with K26 not getting back far enough to catch, depending on how long this thing actually needs to prime, how the catch is set up, all of that. But K26 will simply fit. Will it fit down into the plunger head? It's looking like it might not. I'm getting a nary so much. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and take it all the way apart. Fun fact, the grip is entirely held together by friction, and there's a lead weight in it, or a steel weight in it, just to give it a little more heft. If you are a big fan of blasters that are easy to take apart and easy to put back together, I can categorically tell you, this is not the blaster for you. There are a couple of troublesome things. The rail is held in by bolts that thread into nuts that go here on the top that are very difficult to get and keep in place when you go to put the shell back together. But that's not what we're here about. We are here about the plunger, particularly the plunger head, which is that. And we want to know, can K26 fit? And no. It's got a ring of spacers in there that are very particular, and K26 is just ever so slightly too big. And while it probably wouldn't do too much harm to make them bigger, I don't wanna. Let's see what options I have. So, plus I'm very dubious about K26 getting enough compression. Yeah, I'm very dubious of K26 being able. I mean, it might, but I really, really doubt it. So let's see what else I have in the bin in a spring that length and diameter. Not coming up with anything there. Let's try the other bigger bin. Well, I've got whatever this is, but it's definitely lighter. Sure, shoot. Leave off, sir. There's a candidate. Might be a little too short, but it fits. It's good stiff spring. It's a little bit short, but it might work. We're gonna give it a try. It's exactly the right length. That's amazing. All right, I got the internals back in. Hey, think I'm gonna button it up, but first, a word from our sponsor,
China.
Yeah, I don't think he sells this, and I'm not surprised. All right, I got it back together, and I really hope I don't have to take it back apart. Prime doesn't seem that much heavier, but we're gonna see what kind of a performance increase this has given me, if any. Where's my magazine? The spring on the mag retention got fouled. I gotta take it back apart. I don't wanna. But I'm gonna. Because the show must go on. Right, let's see if this spring has given us any performance. Same deal, 5 Adventure Force, 177, 158, double shot at 60. Oh, that is not sounding good. 98. Okay, try the bamboos. 200, 180, 200, 205, 207, with an obscenely light prime. That is ridiculous. Occasionally getting what feels like a bad seal. I don't know if I'm just not pushing it forward enough or what was up with that, but yeah, 200 with still light prime. I'll take it. See if I can hit anything with it. It's got no scar barrel. Right, see if I can do any better than one hit. I got it! On the last shot, I got all 4. So, yeah! Let's recap. Right! So, that's a no for K26. I would almost say a maybe, but I didn't want to Dremel out the plunger head. And I doubt it would have gotten enough compression. I really do. And the fact that I ended up going with a lighter spring, a shorter but heavier spring, and again, it's a light prime, and I'm still getting 200 with bamboos. Yeah, that's a really nice blaster. So pretty cool. If you could find an even heavier spring that was that same diameter, that slightly narrower than K26 diameter, you could get, I don't know how much more power. Obviously, you're going to get diminishing returns, but a longer barrel, a scar barrel, a heavier spring, this could in fact be a beast. It does have a very large plunger tube. Train? All right, now we shall recap. Right, for those of you just tuning in or who just skipped to the end to see the results, that was a yes for the Unicorn with excellent results. We're hitting 250 FPS with bamboo darts, and that was a no for the Fire Phoenix, but yes for a spring upgrade. That also got it up to 200 FPS with bamboo darts. This one I think could definitely get even more if with a longer barrel and a heavier spring, because the spring that's in here is still very light. I think you could easily get as much as the Unicorn is getting, if not more. If you had a little bit longer barrel and a scar barrel, you'd need to replace this front bit with a collet, because right now it is very much holding the barrel in place. This, on the other hand, has this thread-in collet, which allows you to swap out the barrel. Love to see one of those for this one, or something similar, a set screw, something, so that I could get a scar barrel on it, some kind of rifling. But excellent performance out of both of these. I'm very, very pleased. I was not expecting to get 200 out of this one. That was a surprise. I will be doing a video where I review the kit that's in the Unicorn. It's got the 3D printed bits on here, as well as an internal kit. I will also get it painted up in my colors, and then they will make a lovely pair of blasters. So remember, put your suggestions for what you would like to see in future videos down in the comments. I will pull from there to put together a poll that you guys can vote on for what will be in the next episode, and so on and so forth. There will be some special episodes as well. Don't worry about those. I know what I'm going to be doing for them, probably. Silly suggestions are perfectly okay. They will be used to create a gag episode probably at the end of the year. So stay tuned for all of that. And thank you guys for watching.